right. Okay, we're going to start. So, how is everyone doing? And I can see that everyone's returned home victorious. I hope you've returned home victorious after surviving this super rainy Monday. And better still, I hope you work from home and enjoyed lots of chai with your work. Okay. So, I don't know how many of you were on our first call on Saturday with superstar and super actor Vidya Balan. If you missed, you should have got a call replay already. It was an absolute heart to heart conversation we had on body issues, emotions, relationships, and whatnot. Yeah. In fact, today we're going to continue some of that conversation with Sasha and Ava, our very, very vibrant guests today on the Mystic Lotus awesome Women's Tele Summit. One is an artist, the other is an MBBS doctor. Are you all set to meet them properly? You've been hearing us chit chat all through. Give me a big, big yes. Give me lots of yeses on the chat. Lots of exclamation marks. And you could throw in one of those millennial yeses as well. Oh, I can see that. I love the speed at which the yeses come. Okay, so Sasha and Ava are extraordinary energy workers and access consciousness.
Okay, hold on. We're having a bit of network. We like that step.
Is your is your is your net frozen? Okay, your video is frozen for a bit.
Okay.
Ava, I can hear you though.
Yes. Now we're back on. Okay.
All good?
Yes. All good. Oh,
Okay.
started and it this might happen with us as well with technology, because sometimes we tend to fry technology. And so we're gonna
could you repeat
try
that?
not to.
I was just saying you're extraordinary energy workers and access consciousness facilitators. And your topic of the day, I don't know if everyone's seen the posters, but it's the power of kindness. Yeah. And I can't help wonder if it's some sort of a, when I first heard it, I was wondering if it's some sort of a Gandhian approach to life. And I'm thinking, how will kindness fix my money issues or my relationship with like my jerk of a boss, or help me have better sex? Right. You're wondering that too, guys. How many of you are wondering what is the connect? What is the connect between the power of kindness and your life's problems? So give me a yes, give me a massive yes, lots of exclamation marks if you want to find out more about this. Lots of exclamation marks. Please welcome Dr. Sasha and Ava Nagporewalla to the Mystic Lotus Awesome Women's Tele Summit.
We're so grateful. How does it get even better than that?
And thank you so much for having us. And we are honestly very honored to be a part of this, because this conversation on kindness, I mean, we've experienced, all of us have been on our own individual journeys. And this conversation on kindness kind of has to happen with women, and I'm very glad that there's this platform that we can have this on. A lot of the issues that I look at and I have personally experienced with women have been fundamentally solved with this element of kindness. Now, we have to kind of look at what is the definition of kindness, because most people have misidentified and misapplied kindness as niceness, which means they're
or as sweetness,
or as being really like, okay,
pretentious.
I'll compromise and I'll bend over and I'll let go of my own standard and like,
Ah, bello, mujhe maar.
Or this chalega, you have to chalega, yaar, it's okay. No, it's not. You gotta, like, we have to learn to kind of put our foot down and actually explore what's really true for us.
Kindness is not being a doormat.
It doesn't mean like taking everything that comes. Kindness is also this element of like, okay, is it kind to you to just continuously take somebody's crap? Is it kind to you to just always listen to, even if it's your best friend, continuously bitch and moan into you? Or is it kind to go like, hey, you know, I get that you're going through this, but there are other options available. What are you doing about this? You're using all of this energy to complain about your stuff. Whereas if you take that same energy into taking some form of action, you might actually get the outcome that you're, or create the result that you're looking for.
And you may be kind to other people, but guess who's the one person you're the least kind to?
Wild guess. Who are you the least kind to?
Yeah.
Yourself. Hala.
I think me.
Yeah.
Me. I always I would think that I come the last in the priority of things.
Exactly.
What if you came first?
What would happen if
Not from a place of, oh, it's all about me, but what if you put yourself in your list of priorities and you put yourself pretty high up there?
Well, one of the things that always, it would be fabulous. Yes, I think it would be absolutely fabulous for me, but I worry that it may not be, it might hurt others, or it may not, it may not work for.
Why do you believe that it may not work for others?
Because others may want something else, which, and then I'm not like either giving or doing, because I feel that, you know, it's
being the good
not in my best interests.
Where is the sanskar? Why aren't you serving? You should. You're being so selfish.
Ava, your voice is breaking for me.
Okay.
I'm just going to interrupt for a second. I'm going to ask everyone else. Can everyone hear us clearly? I'm just wondering whether it's just my internet connection.
Please let us know in the chat if you cannot, so we're aware.
Yeah, if we might freeze.
Are we clear to everyone? Okay, great.
Good. So yeah, you're being so selfish. Look, you're not doing anything for me. You're only thinking about yourself. I mean, that's the fundamental thing. I mean, the moment you start choosing for you, immediately, like one of the things that I've noticed is that immediately some of the folks in your environment will guilt trip you into your old pattern, where you would please them rather than please yourself. And that aspect is the first step that puts you in this continuous pattern that doesn't generate more, you know, because you're never in that place where you're actually doing the work or being authentic to you. And the thing that we've noticed is, as you start to walk your own unique path, you are able to contribute greater to your environment, to your family, to your friends, to your work, rather than running on an empty fuel, on no gas in your engine.
Can you gift with an empty cup, or can you gift with an overflowing cup?
Most people, their cup is running on 50, 0.5%. And they're neither here nor there. They're not even satisfying themselves to the fullest degree, nor are they able to gift from that space where somebody can receive it and actually have true gratitude. So that's this element of like taking it from like this basic concept of kindness, which is really like, oh, you're just so nice. Oh, but then behind their back, you're like, gonna stab this person, gonna talk shit about them behind their back. But that's this reality's version of kindness. We're talking about true kindness, where you can sit down with somebody, be vulnerable, be present, receive them, have them receive you, and actually expand instead of go into any kind of contracted space. Here, there's this issue with women that one of them can either be superior or inferior. One of them has to have a problem so the other one can listen to their problem. There's never this space where both parties are just simply thriving and celebrating each other. Okay. And that's the space where we gotta pioneer the space where women celebrate other women, instead of sort of celebrating it and then feeling bad that, oh, they're succeeding, I wonder what I could do to succeed or overpower them. This Ekta Kapoor conditioning has to like break.
Oh my goodness, please. That would be great.
a lot of the issues that women face are basically based on programming and cultural conditioning. And I'm super duper grateful to Vidya Balan for kind of just like sort of, just dropping these are the basic issues that women face, and, just kind of touching upon them and like moving forward, including the space of women judging their own bodies.
Yeah.
Now the thing is,
and it doesn't matter what shape, size, what you wear, what you don't wear, you are literally, like you said, programmed to judge you and to judge your body dynamically.
And whether you're wearing like something sexy or whether you're wearing a burqa, the moment you step out of your house, people are still gonna look, you know. So it's about you having ease with your own body
And your being,
and the being that is. It's about you being comfortable in your own skin and allowing your body and its gifts and its intelligence.
So you asked a question in the beginning that how does kindness play out with like money, relationships, and all these other areas.
Yeah.
Now imagine you're gonna throw a party, okay, and you're going to invite all these elements into to your party, right? So say you're inviting money to your party, you're inviting a great relationship to your party, you're inviting multiple financial revenue streams to your party, you're inviting better clothes to your party. Would your party come to you if you're going to say, I'm going to give you shitty music, I'm going to give you really fuck all alcohol,
And I'm going to complain about myself, I'm going to listen to complain and still show up at my party.
Or you're going to say, I'm going to lay down a spread, I'm going to put the best music, I'm going to put like, we're going to dance, we're going to like have some great smelling stuff around us,
and some wine,
and
we're going
some
to
wine,
talk some cool things, we're going to explore, we're going to go deep. And okay, so whose voice is cracking?
Is our voice cracking?
Is our voice cracking?
Yours is, for me at least, I think it's, but for a lot of people, it's clear. I think voice is, Radha says voice is fine.
So continuing on what Sasha was saying, it's kindness is this fundamental thing where we are gentle with ourselves enough to sort ourselves out. And then to take the action that we know we got to take. It's just these simple steps that you got to do. But you don't have to do them from this harsh, forceful space, or the space of self-judgment, or the space of like, I have to be somebody else in order to get what I want to get. You know?
Kindness should become the new sexy.
It is the new sexy.
It is the new sexy.
And with this space of this quarantine, a lot of people have had the time to reflect upon how they have lived their lives. And this is not about like this grand tool. This is about changing your way of living so it invites more grace, more magic, more money, greater sex, greater intimacy, more vulnerability with everything around you, and where you actually get to enjoy your life instead of suffer your life. Most people are very kind, like they're kind to themselves to suffer basic reality. But if you were truly kind to yourself, you would also suffer having a lot of money. You would suffer having really great sex. You know, you'd have to suffer having a brilliant partner and actually having great fun with your partner. Most people are just suffering at this like
you'd actually have to like
B-grade Bollywood movie kind of suffering, which is not really fun or not really, you know. So the space of kindness is where you begin to take the action you know you gotta to take your life to that space. And it's also kind to realize that I have the power, nobody else has the power. Well, examples would be, so I'm going to give you a personal example right now. I'm a painter. If I wake up in the morning and go like, I don't want to paint today, I'm not feeling too good, I basically waste my day then, or I'll sit watch Netflix, waste my day, and then
That's a great example when you're dealing with your work, like the stuff that you've got to do to create whatever you're trying to create. Say you're at an airport, okay, and you're gonna go to the ticket counter, and this person that's at the ticket counter, somebody's yelling at them like crazy, yelling and screaming and being all rude and untoward, right? And you go up to them and you require something of them. Are you going to get it by yelling at them, or are you going to get it by being kind to them? Which one's going to work?
Being civil.
and kindness is free. It costs nothing.
It costs nothing. Thank you.
It's one of your biggest gifts. It's something that you can bring a smile on a person's face, and you can change somebody's whole world. by your interaction with them and by letting that kindness flow. And we stop it because we think we're obligated to people when we were kind. So we need to put up all these walls and barriers and avoid being the real us that is the true kindness of us. So if I could take you all into an exercise. Right.
Okay. Sasha, before we do that, I just want to clarify a question. So a lot of times, I think women experience. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Your videos like really coming in bursts, not not smoothly. So I'm not sure when I'm audible. Okay. So what I was asking was, um, a lot of times people have found in their experience that being gentle has not served them, or they've been, they've been bullied, or they've not gotten what they want by being gentle. They've only gotten what they've wanted by being aggressive, or uh, being bullies themselves.
That is a great
How
question.
does that play out? How does kindness and gentleness play out?
So the thing that we often do the most is we think that either only kindness can exist or only force and
You can only be an asshole, or you can be really kind,
really kind.
and really nice.
Like
and
you can't have an intermingling of both. You can't be an asshole and be kind. That doesn't work.
You can't be a ball busting bitch and be a
be
kind, gentle lady, who sanskar and who serves everybody else. They're two separate compartments.
And people think that you can either be one or the other. You
Yeah.
can't do it. And that's where the problem lies. Because you have to notice in different situations, either one might be required. So say in one moment, a person might need you to be an asshole to them. Okay. But in the next 10 minutes, you can get back to being kind. You don't have to continuously be an asshole all your life.
Like, you can bark your order and command your work to be done like a complete crazy bitch, but you can also do it from a space of like, hey, this requires to be done. And that's the space of kindness where you do the thing that has to be done. You don't judge it. You don't go into like a lot of people, when they buy into the role that they have to be in that moment, they think that that role is them.
And they've already decided this particular outcome that they desire to achieve, and they think that that is the only way they'll get there.
Instead of looking
because
at multiple
in the Ekta Kapoor serials that we've all grown up watching, they show you that only through force can something occur, can people respond to you. But there is a different way that you can definitely get everyone to respond to you, even through kindness. And kindness is not about sitting back and taking it, but it's literally about showing up and going like, hi, I'm here, I'm present, what do you require?
Or, hi, I'm here, this behavior will be tolerated. Or, hey, I'm sorry, but this action is not going to work, we need to look at some other option. You can be very assertive and be very kind at the same time. You can be a leader and be kind at the same time. You can give an order to execute somebody and be very kind at the same time. Because the thing is, it's the fact that we've had this chalega attitude, or this, anything, it is okay, where we bend our head and we take it. That's the thing that's not worked. That's the unkindness that we've been doing to ourselves. That's not been generating the results we'd like to get. And then we ask ourselves, like, why is it that I can't be like this? Why is it that this person gets that and I don't? It's because you're not kind to yourself enough to actually do the thing, and actually step into who you truly be, not judge yourself. That's one of the biggest kindnesses you can do, not judge yourself and actually just get the job done. Like, Vidya Balan said something really, really interesting. She said that if she judged the script, she would not be able to do the work.
Yeah.
And it's this fundamental space where we judge the work that requires to be done, because and we don't even judge it. We judge it based on what other people are going to judge it as. Like, if another person is going to think that I'm like this, and then they're going to judge me like that, and therefore and you get stuck in this mental realm where you don't actually go forward and like do the thing, whether it's creating a class, whether it's helping your kid out, whether it's sorting out that business meeting or sorting out the business deal. And then you go into the spiral where that one simple choice to be kind to yourself, where you know what, I got to do this. It's worse to stay like this than to actually do the job. You know, the pain of not changing is worse than the freakiness that it would take to make
Yeah.
that. Kindness is that little element that will bridge that gap, that will make those realities meet, that will take you from this space of like, I don't know what's going to happen, to, you know what, I'll just do it and see what takes place. I'll handle whatever comes my way. And as women, we gotta really know that we can handle stuff. I mean, if you've made it so far, you gotta tell yourself, hey, listen, I got this. I'll handle it. Jo bhi ho jayega, I'll sort it out. You know, we keep deluding ourselves that, no, I can't handle it. I will be overwhelmed. It's all going to fall apart. Or if I do this, something bad's going to happen. And
should I sign you for the Ekta Kapoor serial right now?
Oh my God, give me an Oscar, somebody. That was such a great drama. It's
So actually, you said assertiveness, Ava, and just before that, I was thinking of that word of assertiveness, and one of our listeners has also put in the chat saying assertiveness. I know that women have a really tough time balancing this concept of assertiveness, not knowing when it's okay to assert yourself, when you'd be judged. And I think women judge themselves as well on their need to assert themselves. How do you explain, how do you help somebody out to understand that?
Well, first, let me tell you a small little secret.
Don't tell anyone.
And tell our listeners a secret. A woman who trusts her own knowing, a woman who trusts her own awareness and her own self is a dangerous thing in society. You are a very dangerous creature, because and a woman who has an opinion is dangerous. But a woman who has an opinion and can see it through and make it work in a way that benefits everybody involved that she's one of those things that actually changes the world. And this balance of assertiveness is this place where you don't compromise on yourself and you don't bully somebody else either. It's this very like sharp queen goddess thing that you walk on.
It's about being clear about what you
that
require.
Sort of comes through that sort of comes through when you kind of have that, oh, you got your own back. Most women have to have their own back enough to go like, okay, this is how it's going to be done, and then execute their vision with clarity without kind of like bullying somebody else or putting somebody else down. Most women think that in order to assert themselves, they've got to cut the balls of somebody else, cut the head off another woman, or got to backstab another woman, or blow somebody else's candle in order for theirs to shine brighter. So no, that's the space where that's this reality's version of it. I'm talking about the space of true leadership where women get to stand up, have their own backs, have the backs of the people around them, and execute their vision. Now that takes these slight tweaks in your own fundamental being where, you stop doubting your worth. You stop doubting whether you're going to fail. You stop doubting those naysayers in your head. You stop going like, oh, I'm not deserving, or I'm not qualified enough to do this, or what are they going to think of me? That's not your job. If you have an awareness that something's going to work, act on it. A lot of women here, I'm pretty sure, have told somebody something, and that somebody has gone like, oh, this is all balls, you're talking shit.
How can you say
that? 3 months later, that person has probably come back to you and gone like, hey, you know what, this worked for me. And the woman who must have told that person has gone like, I told you this 3 months ago, so you can't doubt your own self. Being kind. I would like to address this question, Aishwarya Mohan. How do I draw a line between being kind and being taken for granted? So if you were truly being kind to yourself, would you allow yourself to be taken for granted? Would you not know that this person is taking you for granted and then be in total allowance of their choices? But you would know that, okay, this person's taking me for granted.
So it's this fundamental place where we women are only tuned to look at what is good, correct, right about other people. Don't look at the bad stuff. Don't see what actually is. Look at only this, look at only the good stuff. And when you start to only look at the good in people, you also negate the stuff that can then
the evil stuff
about them.
So say you've got a friend who's a snake, who's a complete cunt snake, okay, like a rattlesnake. You know, in front of she's all like, "Oh, you're so great. I love you. You're really nice." Behind your back, she'll go and tell somebody else, "You know what? She said this to me. She's got too much attitude. She's got too much style." You know, when you turn a blind eye to, when you're not kind to yourself, you won't let yourself see.
You're like a horse with blinders.
You won't let yourself see those other colors of that person. When you're truly kind to yourself, you'll go like, "Hey, this is my sweet cobra friend. You know, she's a nice cobra. This is my Nagan friend. Probably stabbed me in the back, but it's okay. That's what Nagans do. They're poisonous. You know, you can dance. You know, and you can do the snake dance and whatnot. But it's a place where we come out of the illusion or the illusions of oh no, it's only good. It's only good." And then they wonder why they're traumatized or why bad things happen to them. It's because you're not present in your own life to the degree where you're willing to see things for what they are, not for what you'd like them to be. We have to learn to shatter the ideal of everything. There is no ideal body. There is no ideal image. Each flower is unique. Each leaf on it, or even the leaves on the same tree, they're all unique. Do you see yourself as a unique flower, or do you judge yourself because you are not the right kind of flower that the media and the advertising and the Bollywood standards tell you that you should be?
Bollywood, Hollywood, any other standard.
Yeah. But it's hard. It's really hard, I think, for women to divorce themselves from that conditioning, from that imagery that's everywhere.
What if you didn't have to divorce yourself from anything? What if you could just allow yourself to recognize that this is what exists, okay? And not delude yourself that this is the only thing that exists. Like, you have to broaden your perspective.
That's really that's very profound, Sasha. That's very, very profound.
So you have to broaden your perspective to look at, okay, this exists. What else exists? Okay, that exists. Okay, that exists. And then you get to see life from a totally different space, where then you get to choose that, okay, I see this. It's there, but it's so limiting. It's not fun. I mean, I don't get to actually be me. I don't get to have fun. I don't get to live my life the way I'd like to. Why should I go choose that? And then go look at something else. Oh, but here I have some more, they're kind of to me. There is a more generative energy here for me. There's like something that I can actually be and do and create with ease. Why won't I go choose that? And one of the main reasons why most women believe that they can't go and choose that is because they think they don't deserve it. I mean, how many of you all were conditioned to don't deserve it? You're wrong for choosing good things in your life. You're a bad girl if you ask for too much.
समझते क्या हो अपने आप को,
औकात क्या है तेरी?
औकात क्या है तेरी?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to
and if you notice, that's energies that have been delivered to us. Every person at some point has received this.
Even in movies, in TV shows, right? There are very few movies that are actually women-centric, and they show women as a powerful, potent character in the film, right? But in have you Frozen? No. Okay. So, but like you'll always see that in order to be a fully groomed woman, you need a man by you, or you need this, or you need that, or if you don't have a man, then you be like a ball-busting entrepreneur of magnitude, and you just have to, like, there are these standards.
Or the only way you can be powerful is by being a complete churel. Become the complete witch with your arsenal of sage and herbs and all of that stuff. Cast a spell on somebody.
Stereotypes, exactly.
These stereotypes, these things that you get put into a box. If you let it happen, we'll shatter those boxes.
All of them.
You know, it's time.
Then you might actually be happy. And you might actually get to live your life.
And at ease. And you know, a lot of the participants that show up on our calls, the one thing that allows them to thrive the most is the knowing that they're completely supported. They're completely sorted out. They have people in there. They have, like, we give them the awareness that we've got their backs to such a degree that even if they take a huge leap, we'll still have their back. And even if things start crumbling around their lives, we'll still have their back. And it's this space of support, encouragement, and true nurturing that often allows somebody to go from point A to alphabet, to from basic to excellent. You know, most of the times what people don't realize, when it's not coming from a desperate space, when you actually have the basics sorted, um, what's lacking, the missing ingredient, is that encouragement. Hey, you can do this. Hey, why don't you try this? And it's the permission that you give people that often takes them and allows them to go like, oh my God, I actually can do this. And not because I have to, not because I can make money out of it, but because it brings me joy. It adds to my life. Like, we had this one participant who was talented, but she wouldn't practice her craft. She wouldn't take the time to sew, because she liked to sew, she liked to make things, she liked to do stuff, but she wouldn't do that. And then we're like, hey, you know what, why don't you just do it? She's like, no, I don't know what to do with after. What will people say? I have to give time to my kids, my husband, and whatnot. I'm like, listen, sweetie, if you really desire it, you'll make the time. She started making even 10 minutes a day, which slowly increased to like an hour. She'd listen to a podcast and just do it and execute. And suddenly she created a handicraft business out of it. So it's this space where, hey, hey,
How
ladies,
wonderful.
encourage yourself. Find your tribe who will support you, not pull you down, who will encourage your ideas, not put that little seed. And a lot of the concerns are actually doubt seeds. How can you do this? How are you going to manage? What is going to happen? That's actually a doubt seed.
So I'd like to address this question. How do you break the stereotypes and pause and be kind to yourself when you are subjected to it on a daily basis from the society and the surrounding people? Okay. So Akanksha, this is a really great question. This is something that most women of all ages actually go through. Okay. What if you recognize stereotypes are just stereotypes? Do you have, okay, say if you go to a market, okay, or you go to a supermarket or a mall, do you have only one type of jacket? Or do you have only one type of vegetable? Or do you have only one type of fruit? Are any two snowflakes the same? So, I mean, what makes you believe that you have to be subject to people's opinions when you haven't even looked at your own? So when you start this journey of looking at, okay, cool, I acknowledge that there are stereotypes around me. Okay, then you have choice. Do you desire to be one of them, or do you desire to create new stereotypes, which then later on will be like, oh, there are new stereotypes created, and you keep going.
Like, say you shatter the stereotype of being a needy, emotional woman who's always dependent on somebody else and who cannot have her own awareness. And, create a new stereotype of a woman who's strong, caring, has her own back, won't take nonsense, celebrates beauty, and is kind.
Yeah.
And has money.
And encourages everyone
and
around
encourages
her.
everybody else around her. Like, you have to be willing.
You set the parameter for what is possible for you.
And you also teach other people how to treat you. Like, you teach other people how you'd like to be treated.
So say if you all of you all on the call, okay, and men included, being men or women, it really doesn't, that's a totally different conversation. But look at that, okay? If you were creating your own reality and you set the parameters for you, not for anyone else, you don't need validation from other people of how it's going to look like or be like, okay? But you set the parameters for you in every area of your life. What would you do different in your day-to-day activities? Simple things.
Sasha, actually, I'm going to bring Akanksha on the call, and I wanted to bring somebody else as well. And I want to tell everyone, we're going to ask Sasha and Ava to also share with us some amazing stories of transformation, that how their work has actually panned out for people. Yeah. So we'll come back to that, but first let's get Akanksha on the chat. Akanksha, can you unmute yourself? Akanksha Agarwal. Yeah. And I want to come back after Akanksha. I want to also take on Purnima. because Purnima and a couple of others said voiced a very interesting thing, saying that you feel isolated when you assert yourself, or when you're trying to look out for yourself, you feel isolated. So
That's
we'll
great.
just take on, yeah, yeah. So Akanksha, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Great. Akanksha, turn on your video. We want to see you as well.
Sure.
Let us see you, pretty woman.
Hello, pretty lady.
Hi,
Hello.
thank
Hi.
you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So good to see you guys.
Hi.
So good to see you too. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Thank you for answering and taking the time to explain it to me. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Can I?
Akanksha, tell us what you meant when you asked, and tell us a little bit about you.
Um, yes, of course. I mean, I've always been subjected to a lot of stereotypes. For example, you know, you can't do this, or you are slow despite, taking up multiple responsibilities and giving in your best all the time. But you still hear complaints from people because they never seem to be pleased. And then they keep judging you that you are a particular way or you are a certain way, when you're already giving in your best and you're actually doing more than that, more than what you can actually do in a day. So, I mean, then they believe that you need to be a certain way, but you are not. So that's also a stereotype.
Okay.
And then people expect you, to be this Wonder Woman or this Superwoman who can achieve it all and who knows all and who can balance everything together, and still make merry and still be all happy and glorious. So it does get overwhelming, and it does sort of become like a pressure on the person, so you don't really get time to just pause and breathe and think for yourself as to what you really want to do.
Okay, right now,
Yeah.
what if you took the pressure cooker off?
Thank you, Akanksha, for sharing that.
Thank you.
Rujira, do you have something to say before I go?
Sasha, yeah, no, no, no. Go ahead. I was going to ask you whether, because your video is frozen for me. So
So, Akanksha, what if you took the pressure cooker off?
At least for the next 5 minutes.
Just take it off. You're on mute, my dear. Yeah.
It starts cooling down.
Uh-huh. So, how much of all that you said, where
Mhm.
were you in all of it?
Yeah, exactly my point, so we don't really get the time to really just sit down and take a breather and think for ourselves. And we somehow lose our own identity when we are trying to please everybody around us, including your own family.
So, what would happen if you stopped pleasing people? What if you decided would happen if you stopped pleasing people?
I'm sorry, your voice is cracking.
What would occur and what have you decided would happen if you stopped pleasing people?
Um, it would be something like shutting their shops, and then, I mean, they can no longer have what was freely available to them.
So,
And obviously it would lead to conflicts and
Okay, for a moment,
labeling you as something different.
yes. For a
Yes,
moment, let's take other people out of the equation.
right.
Okay,
and
let's
we're doing this for Akanksha. I'd urge all of you on the call to do this for yourself in your own lives.
in your own unique individual set and
Set and
setting
setting.
and energetic space. Just stop looking at what would happen via the filters of other people. Can
Just
you,
for a moment.
just for a moment, can you get present with what would happen in your life for you? What would happen to you?
True. I mean, I would explore myself more as a person and the things that I really want to do.
And how is that bad?
No, it's not bad at all.
But you've decided it's bad because you won't be able to please the people you think you must please.
And so, would you recognize that they're judging you anyway? Why wouldn't you please yourself first?
Right.
No?
We came across this thing, and I termed it, because I'm a doctor and hopefully one day this will be a term. It is called the ache of chronic dissatisfaction. CD.
Mm.
They have a case of severe CD. Okay. No matter what you do, no matter how happy you try to make them, no matter
How much you
how
try
many
to save them.
and how many mountains you move, the dissatisfaction has nothing to do with you. Once you all realize that the ache of dissatisfaction that is within people that you're trying to heal and please has nothing to do with you, your life will become much easier.
True.
Because then you get to invite them to explore what would it be for them to change that for themselves.
And then they would have to step up their game instead of needing it from you continuously, draining you out.
And then you would also have space for you to go explore what it would be like for you.
And that transition might be uncomfortable for a couple of
little bit.
weeks because you're breaking out of a pattern that was, there. So between that space where you come out of a pattern to instilling this new space for you, it'll be uncomfortable. But all those people that don't truly honor you, that don't truly respect you, that don't truly have your back, they might reveal themselves. Then you would have then you would actually be in the space where you'd have to look at, oh my god, this person actually doesn't give a shit about me.
True.
So why am I trying so hard to please somebody who I can never please? Because they are not pleased within themselves.
And in doing so, I'm not even pleasing myself.
And you can, and honestly, as a woman, you can try. Okay, you'll try really hard. What'll end up happening is you'll get exhausted. There won't be time for you. You'll end up creating all kinds of weird body stuff, back pain, PCODs, irregular periods, and they still won't be pleased.
That's true.
And it's like this insane thing.
And the cycle will go on and on and on and on and on and on, no matter how many different. It's like you're trying to solve a problem using the same method over and over again. Okay. But the problem isn't yours to solve.
Now, Akanksha, if you got happy, how many people would you upset? If you started laughing more and being joyful, how many people would get very angry with you?
Nobody.
Are you sure?
Have you tried? Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
Try it out. Start
All
doing,
of y'all.
all
in
of
fact.
you. Start doing small things for yourself, like
That make you happy.
singing in the shower. Maybe take 10 minutes off at night. Just honor your body, moisturize it. Shut your phone off during your cup of tea and just be present with your cup of tea. Take those 5 minutes off and see how many people immediately try to enter your private zone. And they get very upset. How can you take time off for yourself? Yeah, I need you right now. Do you have people who need you immediately now?
Yeah, it happens in the family. That's true.
Exactly. Where's the time for you then? Where's
Yes.
the time to fill your cup and to honor your body? And even that half an hour's honoring creates that space where you can contribute to them better instead of being drained out continuously by a family of vampires.
And imagine if you started to fill your cup more, how much more would you then be able to gift your family as well?
Right.
It's a totally different space. It's not about negating them. It's not about fighting them. It's not about reacting or resisting them. It's about inviting them also to live from a different space.
Right.
And what really is, when people start to make these steps, they are, for lack of a better word, they're better able to manipulate the people around them to getting better. Whether it's by manipulating them to do the work for them, even if it's like, why don't you make your own cup of tea and we'll sit together and share it? instead of you having to do everything by yourself and keep that Kali, Jai Mahakali energy on continuously, where you just don't get to breathe and relax and just go like, I just want to be me for 2 minutes, and you're laughing because you know what that energy is. And I'm not saying it's easy, but
the journey to change is never easy, but the moment you start making these small steps,
Mhm.
life begins to work, and you don't have to define how that's going to happen.
So I'll give you a small little thing, okay? Uh, make a list of things you actually like and stuff you actually like to do. And
Okay.
then with your cup of tea in the morning, ask which
Mhm.
one would I like to play with today? And
Okay.
do one thing for yourself every day, selfishly. Consciously, selfishly going like, I'm going to be selfish, this is my time. And then
Yes.
observe what happens. You don't have to absorb it, you have to
Observe.
observe it. Because this is the place where you get to be aware about how people react to you choosing for you. Once you get aware of these interpersonal dynamics, you can navigate them with a clearer space. Like,
Without filters and without premonitions and without like these pre-decided conclusions and judgments, looking at things for what they are, exactly for what they are. If someone's being mean to you, recognize this person is being mean to me. Simple. Don't overcomplicate your life by saying why they're being mean to you. Just recognize they're being mean to you. Maybe in the next 1 hour they might not be mean to you. Maybe it has nothing to do with you.
True.
so,
Thank you so much.
the
You're
most
welcome.
Thank you so much, Nora. Thanks, Sasha, for this.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much,
Ruchira.
Akanksha. And Akanksha, I want to highlight something
Yes.
for you. While you and Sasha and I were talking on the
Mhm.
chat, so many women have written such lovely notes for you. Number
Oh,
says,
that's so
Akanksha,
sweet.
thank you for showing up and sharing here. You're glowing and you are the superwoman.
Oh, that's so
Rose,
sweet. Thank you so much.
Roseman
It's
says,
really
Akanksha, you
rude.
can do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Roseman says, Akanksha, you can do it. You look so pretty and full of love. So
Thank
these are
you.
wonderful. You're already, the moment I think you start exploring what is possible, things start opening up. I think this is a perfect testimonial to that. Am I right, Sasha?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having
Thanks,
me.
Akanksha.
It's
Thank you
been a
so much
pleasure.
for being here.
and be kind to yourself. Love yourself
Mhm.
enough to pamper yourself a little bit. You deserve
Right.
All
I'm
of
on that journey already, and I think being on Mystic Lotus is a part of that journey.
amazing. How does it get
That's
easier?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you. Thank
amazing,
you so much.
Akanksha. We wish you
Thank
all
you.
the very best, and we're here to support you all through that journey.
Thank you, everybody. All my love.
So, Sasha, Sasha, I have a whole bunch of questions regarding how your work applies to other scenarios of, for example, health, intimacy, and I know you have programs today that you want to talk about as well. Um, but first, would you share with us examples of how this has panned out for people who have you worked with?
You want to?
Share with us some case studies because there are a whole bunch of people here, for example, who are talking about in a family situation, it's very hard. Somebody raised a very interesting point. They said, they spoke about the guilt that a woman goes through when they pay attention to themselves or when they do something for themselves. How does one transition out? Do you have stories of these transitions?
Oh, yeah,
Multiple.
we kind of
Whether it's in the context of work or career or money or health.
we actually have I think one of our participants here, I think her name is Melody. I'd like to call her up in a bit to share her experience with us, which was pretty dynamic. It actually began 6 months.
Yeah,
Uh, Mel, would you like to
yeah.
say something? Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm
Hi.
just going to ask. Yeah, we have Melody.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes, Melody. Hear you.
So it has been a really amazing journey with both the sisters there. And I remember now, if I look back, I mean, I was just really scared and doubtful, self-doubting person. And rightly this topic what we are talking about, kindness, I was absolutely not, I did not know what it was to be kind to myself. I thought, oh yeah, if I'm just like lazing around, that's being kind to me, you know. But really seeing the difference between excellence and constantly seeking this perfection that I cannot live up to, or you know, the illusion of what perfection is, but not being able to act on it. That act on it was so crucial. And even if it was a baby step of just having fun for myself and no one else, you know, no other standards around me, just that taking those few steps has led me to kind of put myself out there and be courageous enough to put myself out there, creating my own classes online, which I never would have thought I would be able to do, because just even looking at myself in the mirror was a little scary. So looking at myself in the video, that itself was a huge thing. And now, yeah, so it's been quite a journey. Yeah,
Thank you, Mel. Thank you.
welcome.
Melody, can you tell us a little bit more about when you started the program? Where were you in your life? What was going on?
So, oh, I had just gotten fired from one of the schools.
Can you hear
I'm
me?
a, hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a music teacher. So I was working in two schools. I got fired from one, and the lockdown happened. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. What is gonna happen? I was like, gosh, I need the fear set in of what's gonna happen. I'm also a farmer, so and that window shut as well because you can't travel, you can't do anything. So I said, okay, what is actually going to happen? And yeah, and then I saw this thing, you know, with Sasha and Ava, we were doing a creators club. So I said, and it was scaring the hell out of me, the creators club. I knew these were these secret desires that have been brimming there waiting, but I was keeping it at arm's length. I was like, no, not going to look at it, not going to look at it. But yet, you know, it was still there. So I said, okay, it's now or never, Mel. You got to jump. I said, okay, well, it's just me, right? So why not do it? So I jumped. I said, I don't know what's going to come out of it. So let's just have fun. Yeah, so I started with that, and just looking at myself, talking to other people, and just allowing myself to be that authentic self, and them allowing me to be that authentic self. I mean, heck, I was putting face paint on me like a zebra. I would come up with all of that stuff. I didn't think I was just having fun. And yeah, that was the beginning of the journey of just seeing, okay, what is the possibility of me? How can I truly be myself and not worry about how I'm going to be accepted, you know? But just being me, and people could tell that I'm not trying to connect, but I'm just being me, and they just picked up on that.
Mel,
How do I be that authentic self, you know, and be able to express myself the way I am supposed to be, not according to anyone else's standards? So I think that was the greatest gift they could have ever given. Yeah.
can you share what happened when you got that call from the?
Fabulous.
Oh, yeah. So I have no idea how this person got my number. I have no idea, but I get this message, and she's like, "Oh, do you do something like voice meditations, and do you do any kind of sound meditation?" I didn't even ask her how she got my number. I just said, I don't do voice. I mean, I don't do sound meditations, but I do something with the voice. And could you tell me more about it? And I've not yet even gone into it yet. I do classes for voice, and voice meditation is part of it. We start with it for 20 minutes, and then we get into whatever. So she's like, okay, run it through, like, what do you do? I said, okay, I do this, this. I start it off and get people centered, and I take them through the journey of their own voice and exploring their own voice. And she just kind of laid out the plan for a new class, which now I will eventually launch, called Relaxing with Your Voice. I know I've not
That's
yet
so
got the topics, but
awesome.
yeah. So I don't know how that opening really
But
came
that's
out,
so
but
awesome.
And she got named in the Bombay Times. She's avoiding saying that on the very, very sneakily avoiding it.
How
but
fabulous.
yeah, so this lady who called up, she or message, this was all on message. I've not even spoken to her. So only for the interview, obviously, when she asked what happens. But yeah, Ismat. So she's from Bombay Times, and then she sent me this little clip of, there you are. I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. You
Thank
know,
you, Mel. Thank you so much for sharing.
welcome.
Fantastic.
And,
Thank you so much, Melody. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing that.
yeah, I mean, we had this one beautiful lady, okay, who was married to an abusive husband for a good 18 years, and her kids had grown up, and she kind of hopped on one of our programs, and she used one of our tools, and within like 3 weeks of utilizing this, she kind of came to the self awareness that she refused to be in this relationship anymore, and she walked out on her husband, and she made that choice, and she chose to live by herself in her little office. And I got a little freaked out at that point. I was just like, I don't want to be responsible for this woman's entire life falling apart. But then I was just like, hold on, Ava, what's the possibility here we're not looking at? And she messages back saying like, oh my god, I've never been happier. I'm finally free. I finally get to explore me.
5 days later, she calls us and she's like, dude, do you know what happened? My husband came to me for a session. Are you kidding me? He's never asked me for a session in my life. And he's actually come to me and he's like, I can change. I desire to change. Please help me. And it was just
And we had this
quite
other
phenomenal.
really
That
great.
is amazing.
We
That
had
is absolutely amazing.
so we had this other great, like, we had this great facilitator lady, okay, and she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's technically got all the information she required, but she couldn't make the leap from like actually having bombastic, like going from the leap of having like just like basic classes to having bombastic classes, like fantastic types. And we kind of just got her to get over her self-doubt by just observing that, hey, you're literally stopping yourself. You have to learn to move past the fear and recognize that the fear is just an illusion. And we work with self inquiry. So what we'd like to do is bring you to the self awareness of what action you can take, and then have you take that step, because this is the place where you build self reliance also, where in future situations you ask the questions to yourself, come to the awareness, and then take action, like without having to be dependent on an outer source for it. And she got to this place where she got over these self doubt and self worth doubts, and she started dynamically pioneering stuff.
I think more than anything else, women have to recognize the sources they are in the world, the phenomenons that you as a woman are. I mean, you can multitask, you can produce a child, you can do things, let's just say, men can't do.
So
And men can do what they do, women can do what they do. What if you all were to recognize how dynamically your uniqueness is a gift, and what you have to offer the world is actually valuable,
yeah.
and banked on that,
And
rather than banking on your limitations and the judgments you keep projecting on yourself on a daily basis? What if you banked on your strength? What if you banked on your vulnerability? What if you banked on your kindness?
and we
How
had
much more money would you make if we
we
banked
had
on all of that?
I know. We had this one beautiful mother who realized that she was projecting all of her body image issues on her daughter, and all of her cultural programming, like, oh, you should dress like this, you should dress like that, you should behave like this, you should behave like that, on her daughter. And she changed that.
She went up to
She
her
went
daughter and
up to
she's
her
like,
daughter and she
be you,
apologized, and she's like, hey sweetheart, be you, I've got your back completely.
go for it. And you know that it's, even if it's this one kind of difference, it changes the trajectory of your entire future, you know, because you sort the foundation out, you sort the basics out. Like
Yeah.
we we
And
we
it's not a small difference, it's an attitudinal difference. It's
yeah,
a shift in how you see things.
yeah. We even had, like, there's this one really interesting question. How can we alter the person who's negatively programmed from childhood?
Childhood. Dr. Vinika has
Yeah, yeah.
and like we, okay, so that's a little bit more in depth, I would say, but
But to summarize it, we do this thing called awareness and acknowledgement,
acknowledgement.
which is one of the programs that we have on. And once you start to acknowledge that, okay, this is a pattern, or this is a program, or I've been functioning from this loop, if you can identify it, you can change it. If you cannot identify the issue, you will not be able to change it. You will always deal with the symptom of the issue, which would be, why am I angry? Why am I so depressed? Why am I behaving like this? Why is not anything working for me? But if you kind of address it at its source, like, oh my God, I've been running this pattern where I've been trying to please my father, and now I seem to try to please men and put women down. Oh my God, this has been a recurring issue. Nip it at its bud. And the way to nip it at its bud is, when the situation shows up again, instead of following that same program, you choose something different. You choose something, anything else besides what you've always functioned from. And that changes, that puts you on a track change where, okay, wow, I changed the way I was functioning. And oftentimes, when we've had true change, you'll realize 3 months later that, oh my God, I actually changed it. I'm no longer doubting myself. Please give an example. Uh, okay, so so an example of that would be this one with this one dear another healer, another teacher, and she was never able to satisfy her mother's demand. Okay, her mother always wanted her to be perfect, okay, to get the best grades, to dress up properly, to make sure no cleavage is shown, to
Bad.
to make sure
Bad boobies.
to always get married properly, to have the perfect son, and she did all of that. And then this healer lady's marriage fell apart, and then she was a single mother raising her child, and her mother was still displeased with her because she couldn't get it right. And it led to this space where, once she realized that she's been trying to please everybody around her because she couldn't satisfy her mom, she stopped. She just made the choice to stop. And it was insane, because after that she kind of went into this tizzy where she didn't know who she was and what her life is going to be and how she's going to handle anything, because that fundamental reference point where she would base her entire reality on what other people thought of her shifted. And what began to occur was, she took the step to move out. She took the step to change where she lived. She took the step to be more present with her son and treat her son as the being that he is. And start her own WhatsApp group, start her own healing methods, and pioneer her own healing modality. I can
Oh,
say,
that's brilliant.
yeah, it really is.
Wow.
It really is. It's crazy how these things happen. But
There is nothing.
That's fantastic.
There is nothing, and I literally mean nothing, you cannot change. Nothing.
And
So I want to stay with that, Sasha. I want to stay with that, and I want to ask everyone in the in our amongst our listeners to tell us what are the areas of their life that they want to see transformation, and then we'll figure out how your programs can help them, and whether it's something that will whether it will be something that works for them and how it will work for them.
Sure.
So just type in the chat, everyone, what are the areas of life that you really want to improve? What are the areas of your, what are the issues that you are facing currently that are top of your mind?
the issue of my husband.
facing the issue of my bank account, facing the issue of my lifestyle. I am continuously bored and not creating. I don't feel worthy enough. I am constantly taking a stick and beating myself up with it. What other problems do we have?
I'm judging my body.
I'm judging my body. I don't like my body. My boobs are too big. My boobs are too small. My boobs are too big. My ass is too small. I have I have gray hair. Nobody likes me. I haven't had an orgasm in 3 years. I don't know how to deal with my daughter. I don't know how to deal with my son. My mother-in-law is a cunt. My father-in-law has tried to hit on me. I was abused as a child. I was traumatized as a teenager. No, come on.
The list goes on.
The list goes on. I mean, and you know, honestly, the only reason why we can even address stuff is at some level we've all experienced it, including us. Like we had to go through extreme amounts of trauma and abuse to realize that no,
that ain't
happening anymore. Bus, enough. You know,
we're done.
And
Thank you.
That's where the dragonfire really gets to fly out. Enough, bus, put your foot down. You know,
and actually change it.
Make different
choices.
And then we have, I love Sniper God. Sniper God, my only issue is taking action. You want the action, darling?
What kind of action?
What kind of action you looking for? I get self-doubts and bouts. Yeah. It's like, most of the time we have such great ideas, but how do you get it from the realm of idea into actually taking tangible action on it?
That is something we address very dynamically on the Creators Club.
Impulsive, compulsive, obsessive, compulsive, ADHD,
OCD, ADHD, ADD, autism, all rolled into one. Hi, my name is Dr. Sasha.
Massive levels of guilt when indulge in self-pleasure. I mean, the moment I say pleasure, the second thing that comes through every woman's mind is guilt. Okay. If I fully let myself experience pleasure, I will be bad. People will know, and the world will explode, and somebody will call me a slut. See, if a girl sleeps with 10 guys, she's called a slut. But if a guy does the same thing, he's gay. He's definitely gay. You know.
Okay.
It's a good piece. Yeah, no. Okay. Ladies, the only difference between and is about 3 inches. Just saying. So, what comes up in your world when we use words?
Pleasure, orgasm, family,
sex,
self-love, money, joy, ease, fun,
total receiving, goddess energy, being a queen, being vibrant, being you, having a crore show up in your bank account.
As if by magic.
Yes to that.
Watching Netflix and making money at the same time.
Cha-ching.
Being the So, if you notice, there's a fundamental underlying thing through all of this that nobody ever looks at. The self. Where are you in all of this? Where are you in the computation of your problems? Where are you waiting for a god or a guru or a divine being or a astrological confluence or some form of divinity or somebody outside of you to give you the solutions to your own problems?
See, we don't believe in giving people solutions because they don't work.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, if you want, we'll give you a solution, but we charge extra for that.
I've given people multiple solutions and then they have beaten me on the head for giving them a solution.
Like what?
And then finally used it and then finally found that it works. And then I realized I'm charging way too less for this. People need to pay me way more if they're going from us. Oh my goodness.
We're looking to this place of where can you empower you to sort yourself out? We're just kind of like mediums and mediators to that occurring. We'd like to see this place where you come to the self-awareness of what requires to be done, know that you're completely supported, take the action and live a good life.
Yeah, it's possible.
Is that something that's interesting to you? Which workshop? Lol.
I'm gonna ask that question to everyone in the group. Tell us if that's interesting to you. Tell us if you want to know more. Tell us if you want to know what exactly goes on in Sasha and Ava's programs that enables you to get there. Nambo's saying, I'm logged into PayPal. Let's do this. Yes to that. Okay, I want to see lots of yeses. Do you want to know about how this is going to change for you? Do you want to know? Do you want to find out exactly how this is going to change for you? I know you were very, very vocal about all your issues. You said health and monies and relationship and monster mother-in-laws, etc. Now, tell me whether you want to know how to fix that. Okay. We're seeing the yeses now. Either my internet speed is slow or everyone was still busy laughing. So what you see today is a little glimpse of what happens in Ava and Sasha's program as well, by the way. I just want to let everyone know every conversation I've had with them for the last like last 3 weeks has been hilarious and vibrant. And I've come away from that just thinking, oh my God, there's lots that is possible actually that I wasn't thinking about. So fantastic. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, Sasha, so that you can share with us what the program is all about and how that fits into everybody's concerns. So, just 1 second.
I could add something. Ladies, you don't have a problem. You just have possibilities you haven't acted on.
Mm-hmm. Multiple. So many that you're not giving yourself those orgasms also.
Yeah.
Oh, the ting also went off on that.
There's a ting that went off on that. So,
see, the universe is also saying, yes, give yourself orgasm. Come on. I can tell you as a medical doctor, they are good for the body. They're great for the body.
Like Sasha just finished working for a month at a COVID center at BKC in Bombay, and all the doctors who she worked with, she kind of got them to laugh and have a good time, on the job and outside work. None of them tested. All of them tested negative. None of them got COVID. Why? Because
two of them actually got residencies as well, because they were dying to get residencies and they entered their field of residency as well.
Yeah, it's like their entire scene clicked and they got the thing they were asking for simply because they allowed themselves to have a good time.
Yes, orgasm is very real. Come to class, we'll tell you how.
Yeah, we can. I think how many women here can vouch for that? I just want to like get everyone vouching for this, that orgasms are real. It's Varnika. So tell Varnika how real orgasms are. Give a big yes to that too.
Did you guys know women can have more than one kind of orgasm?
There are like 9.
That is like, that's not even minimum. There are like 100 and more different kind of orgasms your body as a woman is capable of having.
And then we have, these guys at Oxford going like, women's orgasms are a myth. And we're like, wow.
No, they ain't.
No. I'm like, who conducted the study? Only men. So
I have to announce that we have my colleague in Mystic Lotus is saying, wow, we're so lucky that we have 9 types of orgasms.
Those are just like the legitimate, like legit hardcore science ones, not even the ones explored by.
Are you willing to milk them all?
Yes to that.
Yes.
Come on, it's just us. Nobody's going to judge you if you say yes to that. That's the whole idea of women coming together to chat about these things. We don't have to worry about, oh my God, who's watching, and my mother's on this call, and I can tell you, she and I have these discussions anyway all the time. So I'm not worried.
Thank you, Mama Bo. Thank you, Mama Bo's. And like you mentioned, like a lot of women have partners, okay? And they're wondering, it's like, okay, I know that I can have an orgasm. How do I get my man to go there with me? Or how do I get my respective partner to go there with me? Talk to them, entice them, seduce them, run the fuck.
Ladies, you have 3 very important things, okay? They're called the 2 pointy things called nipples, okay? Which are a straight boner. It's like a very natural boner pill, okay? And the golden vagina. You need to learn how to use the golden vagina in order to reap the benefits of all the gold you could have with your golden vagina.
Also, I can hear some of your heads, and some of y'all are going like, yes, please, and some of y'all are going like, this is impossible. They're talking shit. How dare they say this? I can never. How can I even experience this? This is insane. Golden vagina, but that is not the culturally appropriate way.
Can you imagine? Kama Sutra came from India. In India, we taboo having sex, yet we have a population of 1.2 billion. I wonder if Jesus put them all there.
Don't involve Jesus.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
My friend.
We'll come.
Oh, good.
We'll come back to that. Let's. I'm sure everyone wants to. We have that special exercise that you had planned, Sasha, Ava, that you wanted to take everyone through. So we're going to come back. Well, first we're going to find out what's on the program, and then we're going to come back to the exercise. And plus, guys, we have the bonuses as well that Ava and Sasha are going to reveal at the end. That's for everyone who's on the call. So you have to be around. I know some of you mentioned that can we have a support group for women, because some of it is just that we feel isolated or that we feel alone in our issues and in our lives. The Telegram group is just for that. There's a Telegram group for that. I'm going to ask Shilpa, my colleague, to post the link to that. Download Telegram from App Store or Google Play Store and join it. This is an all women's group, guys. There are no men here. So you can talk about anything and everything, and you can ask Sasha and Ava more questions. I am going to share my screen. Otherwise, we're going to miss out on this amazing opportunity. So Sasha, Ava, I'm just going to share my screen right now and put it on. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why I can't seem to.
I'm sure if people started to
have more powerful orgasms. Also, if people allowed themselves to be kind enough to actually be vulnerable enough to invite that space and be the source of that happening in their own lives, and receive, like, if right now I could tell all you ladies, give you full permission to explore the full spectrum of your body. What magic is your body that you yourself do not know? Tathastu. What gift is your body that you can begin to explore?
And how much fun can you have with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without making you wrong, without going into the guilt.
We actually have a program for that. It's not
Okay, The Power of Kindness is the overall title. And tell us, Ava, tell us, Sasha, what's in it.
So we have this school package where we basically kept our calls in bundles, or you can sign up for them individually. The bundles are much more happier because we've put them in like a body and mind space, because a lot of the issues are either body related, where you need to take the action and also bring your body along in the process.
And if you bring both of them together, you have your living.
Yeah. And we are the entirety of our package is called the Ease of Living, where we've basically created this 3-month mind blasting ride where you deep dive, you go into a hectic exploration
into every area of your life.
And you know what better time to do this just 4 months before the year ends.
Okay, so Ava, can you speak about Beyond Judgment?
So Beyond Judgment is this space where you come out of this place of guilt. You come out of this place of judging your body, judging your work, judging your action, being in this mental realm continuously that keeps you from seeing the gift, the kindness, the caring, the capacity, the talents that you innately possess. you take this one element of judgment out of the picture, I wonder what would flood through your life. Judgment is like this dam that keeps the river flowing through you. And judgment is also this dam where you keep yourself in fragments. Have you ever felt like you are not the person you are presenting yourself to be? And or you're trying too hard, or you have this place where you're either too much or you're not enough. You're just never right. You can never get it right. That's judgment. What would happen if you actually explored what would be beyond judgment in your world?
Of you, of your body, of your creations, of your business, of your finances, of
your
everything,
life, of the
life.
stuff you'd like to whatever that is. Whatever that is. And then we have gift of embodiment, where a lot of people have a lot of health issues, and Sasha takes care of this really dynamically from the medical aspect. I mean, everything from like handling PCODs to chronic back pain to chronic headaches to anything that's been prolonged for a while, to actually changing the shape and size of your body. Like we basically work out twice a week or thrice a week, but with presence, and we're always fit. We haven't taken a single allopathic pill in over 2 years. And it's this head first exploration, being first exploration of what is
That's
it
amazing.
in a body.
And learning what your body is actually capable of.
Yeah, not what they tell you, this is your body, this is how it should be, or like the spirit is everything, the body is nothing.
And I mean, you're living with your body. Why won't you have it as a friend?
Yeah.
Why won't you have it as a gift that contributes to you, on a daily, more nurturing, more dynamic basis?
And would you like to be completely alive?
Vibrantly so.
When was the last time your body was singing? Your body was speaking louder than you were. And this is not in a painful context. This is not where your body is just like, oh, child, it's not bad. Because that's where we'll allow our body to scream, not to sing. This is an invitation to come forth into the singing again, where your body is the symphony that it truly is. One of my personal favorites is intimacy and sex, because c'est super. Because we deep dive, we deep dive
in all programs. Disclaimer: we don't have filters. We deep dive into everything. We believe in having a lot of fun when we work.
I'm cleaning up my language here
right now.
Bit. It's great. Because we're outrageous, right? And intimacy and sex has been such a taboo subject.
Totally.
Such a taboo subject.
And it's one of the places that creates the most separation between men and women.
And the thing is, you're not educated about it in the way that you could be educated about it. They basically educated you like, oh, he puts it in, 2 strokes, done. And then baby.
Or, a little lick here, a little lick there.
2 pinches there, done.
You're done.
I mean, that's like going down a water slide without the water,
Then you wonder why.
And we've not been educated as to what is true pleasure. What is true intimacy?
What is that with you?
And what is that with you and your body? And what would shift in your world if you began that really crazy, scary journey? And the thing is, on a lot of our programs, we kind of just get together and have balls out conversations.
Mm-hmm.
No filter, no taboo, lay everything there and get to the root until you get to the source. And then alter it there and watch what happens in your life. And we also kind of force, cajole, titillate, invite you to take the action. It's not all theoretical.
We're not living your life. You are.
Yeah. So if you would like to truly live, not just survive, that's a pretty interesting place to fucking, explore.
Jus à jus.
C'est bien. Because we kind of encourage you to bring the spice of you and add it to your life and make it masaledar and laziz. So mind the mind is this mind the mind.
Mind the mind.
Mind the mind. दिमाग क्यों लगा रहा है बनता है?
बहुत दिमाग लगाने का.
Extreme mind. So a lot of us are only stuck in the mental realm. This is the space where we take you out of the mental realm, we take you out of the conditioning, we take you out of the programming, and we begin to explore what's really true for you.
and truly deep dive into what are your creative potentials, your creative powers, your creative abilities. Where have you been hiding them? Where have you been stopping them from flowing? And how can you reignite that in your life?
And do you remember when you were in the 6th standard and you really liked to play and then you stopped playing, or you really liked to read and then you stopped reading, or you really liked to do something but you stopped it because somebody else didn't receive it? We open up the floodgates to all your talents, abilities, and capacities and actually discover what they are. Including the ones that are not normal, like telepathy, like being able to predict the future, like being so sensitive and so empathic that you can literally absorb stuff out of people's bodies and then you don't know what to do with it. We teach you what to do with it. We show you what is available, and we also invite you to come on the exploration with us so we can also see what's available. Like, you got to get, we're all on this ride together. How, like, would you like to fly, or do you want to go like just tuk tuk tuk? You know,
That's probably how most people's sex lives are going as well.
You're naughty. So
I'm bad. I'm horrible.
Sasha's a terrible doctor, but she's an excellent one too. It's quite a dichotomy there. So we've got this really, and then we've got this ease of living package, which is all the
Plus, we have something called as the leadership program in the ease of living, which is only in the ease of living, or it's a separate call altogether. And that is something that we are really excited about personally as well, because
so we started exploring being the leader from a very young age, from the time we were whether thrown out of class in school to getting really bored and bugged in academic.
Oh, and please don't get us wrong. We can give you a little bit of this thing. We've been told a lot of things ourselves in our lives. Don't tell us, because just because we put up like we're really happy as beings, we've chosen that. We like to live our lives that way. We like to not be at the effect of judgment anymore, because it's no fun anymore.
And we have walked ourselves through all of this stuff to get to where we are right now.
Yeah.
So all of this is like learned, highly applied tools that tangibly work.
We haven't done any of this like, oh, we've just airy fairy and it may work, it may not work. No. We've literally gone down dirty, gone to the very cores of those crevices in between.
In the mud, ground zero, kicked in the ground and gone like, I will rise again like the phoenix. And
there's a line, when you're at rock bottom, the only place is up. Hello?
And Sasha, Ava, I want to just highlight here that when, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just going to say that I'm going to highlight here that when I spoke with Ava and Sasha and we went through the work that they've done, a lot of the people who've done these programs, they've seen the change within days, within a few weeks. It's not something that you'd see only in a long time. You have to wait for a long time.
See, my basic funda in everything that I do is, how can I achieve this in the easiest, fastest, most effective way possible?
Also, sometimes when people are exploring a problem, they've looked at it only from one direction. When you take those blinkers off, you kind of get somebody to do a 360-degree, get them to laugh their head off. And suddenly when they look at their problem, they get perspective. That perspective is the first step of knowing something else is possible. And then all you have to do is take the action towards it. And taking the action sometimes requires either motivation, inspiration, all of those
encouragement,
nurturance, support,
kindness,
and fuel. And then you start to take sustainable, enjoyable, and pleasurable action towards the creation of your living and your body and your business and your life. And it's go on.
No, I was just going to say, and Roseman's already asked the question for me. I was going to ask everyone, do you want to find out what are the charges for the programs? Do you want us to reveal the fantastic offers? Give me a yes. Let's see. I want everyone to put in their chats. Do you want to see? Shall I move the the presentation? Alrighty. Okay. Ava, Sasha, do you want to take everyone through, and I will then reveal the offer today.
So you can either do these calls individually, or you can do them as like a full spectrum where you get all three of these at the same time. And as you can read, our usual price for the Happy Bodies, Happy Earth is 66,000, and it's a total of 27 calls. And we've got some really great deals for you guys. They're giving it at 36,000. And
which is a steal, by the way, for these three programs.
It's like, and it's literally like a 1,333 per call. And what we've noticed is, even if like when somebody chooses these classes, even if they don't have the money for it right away,
it shows up.
When they choose it, it automatically shows up. And that's the gift, because the moment you take one action towards committing to your living or the creation of your living, the universe will gift you everything you require to make those steps and take those leaps. We engage with this phenomena called synchronicity and magic, which is out of nothing came something. So yeah, that's for our Happy Bodies and Happy Earth. And if you look
I would share, the team's already started sharing the links where you can click through to book your program. I'm going to share the next program in the meantime. Mind the Mind.
Mm-hmm. This is one of our favorites as well. Is the awareness and the acknowledgement game and the Creators Club, and we take you through a very intensive way to getting you out of your mind into action, into a whole universe of possibility you didn't know was available to you.
So this one primarily deals with coming out of all forms of conditioning, limitation, mental blockages, programming, self-sabotage systems, resistance, and into action. So if you've got something going on in your life where it's just like, you know what, I'm an active person, I'm a vibrant person, I used to be really creative and I don't know what to do with it, and I feel like my life is boring, or I'm not doing enough, or I'm not vibrant, I'm not like kuch nahi ho raha hai. I'm not alive, you know, I don't have any projects. That's the one for you. And oh, look at our special price. Oh yes. Okay, so we're giving the whole thing at a deal of like 30,000, which is like, as they say, 937 per call. And you can join in on individual calls if you'd like. Well. You can do the whole program. We're open and we're very malleable. And our fundamental target is to see strong, self-empowered women who can share their gifts, celebrate their gifts, and also encourage and teach other people to move forward and to contribute to their environment. So we all get to live in a better world.
Yeah.
And we all get to share in our gifts and talents and abilities instead of pulling each other down. But this is a fundamental attitude shift. This is a fundamental shift in the way of your living.
And if you shift it for you, you shift it for everybody.
Yeah. The change you make for you impacts everybody around you.
That's true. That's true.
And we also teach you how to be like the lotus. You know, you may be in the gunk, but you are not off the gunk.
And you can sit over it and go like, you guys can have my ass, it's fine.
That's a really good metaphor, Sasha.
It's quite a fun bottom.
You can only it's okay, I'm not gonna
We should go extra spicy for some listeners.
Okay, I'm going to take us through to the next program, the final one that has everything.
Oh my God, it has everything.
We call this the ease of living
and more.
Yeah, precisely. We call this the ease of living because you know, once you make the choice to simply just show up and commit to it, all these energies suddenly become available in your life. And then you start to literally excavate yourself from the shithole you've put yourself in and start changing tracks in every area. And it's really not hectic, because we give you activities as homework, like, hey, go have fun, hey, take a really great shower, hey, sit down, watch this movie, go
And
for a
laugh.
walk. And it's these basic things that if we added them to our lives, create massive change. But it's also the simplest things that we discount.
We get you out of the seriousness of your life and into the joy of what living can actually be.
Another thing, ladies, laughter is the best medicine. You really want to change something, make it humorous.
Yeah.
You will indeed eventually get to a point where you change it. Because like laughter trumps tears. So in this ease of living program, we include this leadership program, which is the space where you start to be a pioneer, you start to lead, you start to um, move from being a boss into being a leader. And you don't have to only be in a work situation or a financial situation to do that. You can also be a leader in your household. I've seen so many housewives choose this and step up their game to the degree where they are subtly conducting their families and getting better vibrations coming out, where the interpersonal dynamics have become nicer, kinder, sweeter, and actually supportive, instead of
They've changed all of their areas that they were having difficulty with, whether it was finances, sex, relationship, body, sexuality. It's amazing what this work can bring.
and you kind of become, instead of being the puppet dancing,
To other people's tunes.
you become the puppet master, and you start to be able to pull strings and make things happen for you. And the question is, would you like that? Would you like to make things happen for you and see what kind of power you have, and what kind of talent do you have that you've never explored before, or at least not for a very, very long time?
Because you were told you were wrong.
So we've got like really great deals here for like the first couple of people who
I have
come in.
one more.
Meow.
I've got one more. Is everyone set? Okay, so that's of course all the three programs before you, which most of the ease of living, for example, has almost 50% off. That's the special price. So that's the usual price is 1,34,000. That's $2,069, and the special price is 70,000 rupees. That's $1,081 US. Happy Bodies, Happy Earth that we went through. That's the usual price for that is 66,000. That's down to just 36,000, and that's about $556 US. The payment links are in the group chat, guys. So if you want to get in there quickly and start, as Nambo said, get me the PayPal link now. Mind the Mind, that is 46,000 rupees. That's the usual price. That's a $710 US. That's down to 30,000. That's 464 US right now. And I have one more program from Sasha and Ava that is a special that we've just kept separate. And that is the Intimacy and Sex program. The super, 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 super is like an echo of super, super, super.
Oh, super. Even the super has gone like, how super is this?
How super is this? Say muy bien. Because it's like I would really love to see happier women with happier bodies. And one of the key parts of that is learning how to be intimate with yourself. I mean,
and how to not make you wrong when you're intimate with yourself.
And guiltless pleasure. Even if it's just eating an ice cream or having a cake, just eating it without thinking about how it's going to get to your hips or how you're going to get fat with this. Just like eat it and feel good and feel really great about yourself. And then you could work out the next day. But nourishing your body like that and being intimate with your body like that, your body takes care of you in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could have like more of that juice show up in the world, hell yeah. And also break some of the taboos and stereotypes around us.
Happier bodies.
Happier bodies.
So I just want to tell everyone, Sasha, Ava, that the intimacy and sex package at 5,999, that's $93 only. That's for the first 10 buyers only. Get in there, guys. The link is already up, and I know some transactions have started already because I think somebody was
Also, I'd like to
so
add.
getting there. That's for the first 10 buyers. Intimacy and sex.
I'd like to add. If you
Yeah,
don't,
go ahead, Ava.
if you don't choose, if you don't choose this, you can't complain that it's the man's fault. Okay, that you're having bad sex and a bad relationship.
Absolutely.
So you got to choose this, and then we'll talk. Okay, no more blaming men for the problem. Enough.
Yeah, women, stop blaming men for your problems. Take control.
Take control. Ride that horse.
And find out the 9 different types of orgasms you can have.
When I said 100, nobody heard me.
No, nobody's gonna hear you.
That's like, it's
Oh
like
gosh.
the maximum I can even think of having.
Nobody's going to hear you.
100 is like, oh my goodness.
Shut your mouth, Sasha. Shut your mouth. It's terrible. How can you say 100? 9 is.
Okay, I'm just going to highlight to everybody that if you're making payments and if you have any issues with payments, just get in touch with Amrish on 982034 2288. All the programs are women only. So don't worry about anything else.
Also, I'd like to just say that we've got 3 gifts. I hope Ruchira, you can put the link or put them on here. Give them to the people who've shown up.
Yeah, we'll just request the team. So actually, guys, everybody, if you're on Telegram, you can easily download all the gifts, but we'll share it on the Zoom chat as well right now. If you, in case you miss it from here, just you'll get it on Telegram. And there we go. So you can see the links. And if you have any questions regarding Sasha and Ava's program, you can chat with them or on the Telegram group all through today and tomorrow. You can ask them anything about any details that you need to know. I'll just take everyone through once again on the program duration, etc. So intimacy and sex, of course, the Godfather offer that we have. So it's very traditional on the Mystic Lotus awesome Tele Summits to have a Godfather offer, and it's always like a super duper no-brainer offer that you'd be silly to like not take up. It's an offer that you can't refuse. So the intimacy and sex program, that's 3 months, 10 calls, that's 5,999 right now. That's $93. And I'm just going to take us back to the main page with all the programs and the prices so that you can decide which one is for you. If you have any questions and you're not sure which one is for you, you can on the chat, definitely on Telegram. It's probably better to put it on Telegram because then the questions are there and everyone can see the responses. So happy bodies, happy earth. That's 66,000 rupees. Usually it's down to 36,000. That's 556 US dollars. Mind the Mind is 46,000 rupees. That's usual price. That's down to 30,000. That's 464 US dollars. This is just 937 rupees per call, guys. Yeah, so I'm just breaking it down for everyone so that you can see exactly the value of these. Ease of living, the special price on this is 70,000. It encompasses everything from Mind the Mind and Happy Bodies and Happy Earth. Plus it has the leadership program. So you get everything for 70,000. That's 1,081 US dollars. Yeah. And of course, our special is is still on. I'm going to request the team to keep the links active for a little while because I know everyone's trying to get in and complete their transaction. So I'm also asking, okay, Shilpa shared the link to the page for where you can see all the details of the courses from Sasha and Ava. You can click through to that to just go over everything that's included. Yeah. Okay. And we've got, yeah, just going to take us through. Um, I'll just repeat, Mind the Mind is awareness and acknowledgement game. That's 6 months, 7 calls. And the Creators Club, that's 3 months, 25 calls. Happy Bodies, Happy Earth is Beyond Judgment. That's a 2-month program with 8 calls. Gifts of Embodiment, that's 3 months, 9 calls. And of course, the Intimacy and Sex programs in this bundle as well. That's 3 months, that's 10 calls. All of it is just 36,000 rupees. That's $556. And Mind the Mind was 30,000 rupees. So that's $464. Okay. All the links to the to book your programs are in the group chat. They'll also be in the call replay. Just a reminder, the sex and intimacy program for 5,999 is only for the first 10 buyers. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Sasha. Thank you so much, Ava, for being here. That was a really, really fun call to do.
We truly believe that when you start having more fun in your life, and I can say this from personal experience, I mean, I was a person who took everything really seriously, and getting out of that into a space of more kindness and joy has added so much more to my life than I can ever even begin to express in words. And I can just say that, honey, all you guys, it's just a matter of you choosing for you. Step into it and let it flow. Also, if we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Okay. So if you'd like to do the exercise that we had planned, I know a lot of people would be waiting for it too.
Yes. So would you lead us? Okay then, is everybody ready? Please give me a yes in the chat.
Yes, that. Yes, absolutely ready.
Bernie. Awesome. Let's play. So I'd like everyone to find a really comfortable position to sit down in.
Okay.
Tie to your bodies as you find your comfortable position to sit down in. Ask the molecules of the chair or the bed or the seat, wherever you're on, to contribute to your body. So I'm going to take you down a road of what vulnerability could look like with you, should you live from no barriers. And then from there, we can go into something called as an expansion. So if you guys could take your hands and put them just a little above your heads. Okay? And slightly perceive everything around you. Perceive your space. Perceive your body and your space together. As I say this, the wind is blowing and it's starting to rain. How cool. Thank you, Earth, for being with us. So now bounce the energy around you a little bit more and ask these barriers that cannot be seen and known to be lowered. Just request of them to come down. Hey, barriers. Hi. I didn't know you were there. Would you please like to come down? Would you like to come down a little more? And notice the subtle changes in your body as you begin to ask these barriers to come down. Breathe, connect to you. Hey, barriers, would you like to come down some more? And some more. And some more. And some more. Okay, if your barriers don't want to go down, you can say, oh, you don't want to go down? That's fine. What if you allowed them to go down? There you go. And some more. Barriers, go down for a little bit. You may erect yourselves later, but right now I'd like to see what this would be like. And let them down some more. And some more. And some more. And some more. And notice what occurs as you allow these barriers to come down. When I said that, some of you put your barriers back up, say hi to them again, and ask them to go back down. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. Just request of them to be lowered some more. And some more. Notice your body relaxing. Notice subtle changes. A deep breath, a gush of air, more space. So now, from a space of where you have no barriers, I'd like you all to close your eyes if they're not already closed. And I'd like you to expand your awareness to the outer edges of your room. Front, back, right, left, in all directions. So just lower the barriers again that have erected, and you're really quick. All of you are really quick. The moment I ask you to do this, you're already there. Now expand to the size of your building and start to connect to the earth some more. Go deep into the earth and up into the sky. Now expand to the size of your city, wherever that may be, while connected to the earth. High earth. Expand to the size of the country that you're in. Lower those barriers again and expand out. Expand to the size of the earth. Now, while connected to the earth, let's take a little tour of the universe, shall we? So expand out to the size of our galaxy. Expand your awareness out to the size. Go into the multiverse that's available to you. And keep expanding. You are safe, you are protected. You have nothing to worry about. Notice that when I ask you to expand to where you are in the multiverse, you're already there. Now expand to the outer edges of the universe. And beyond. Keep expanding. Can a being this big fit in a body this small? And notice yourself, those of you who are choosing to come and contract, keep expanding out. It's okay to expand. It's okay to know this space. You are not wrong for exploring you. You are not wrong for exploring your vulnerability. You are not wrong for exploring your kindness. You are not wrong for exploring your joy. You are not wrong for exploring your sexualness. You are not wrong, period. Are you willing to look at the vastness that you are, the infiniteness that you are? Are you willing to look at the gift that you are on this planet? And what you truly came to be here is all of you. Are you willing to let that be where you function from on this planet? Are you willing to explore your joy? Are you willing to explore your potency? Are you willing to explore you? Please take a deep breath in with the knowing and the totality of how large you truly are, how infinite you truly are. Wherever you choose to go, there you are. You are not your body, but your body is your gift and a friend that's here with you. Be in this expanded space. Choose it, learn from it, let it nurture you. Are you willing to explore the gift called you? Whenever you are ready, you may all open your eyes.
Thank you, Sasha. Thanks, Ava. That was really lovely. I'm just going to ask everyone else how are they feeling?
How are you guys doing?
Sasha, what could you tell us again what this is called?
You, the being, or the soul, or the spirit, whatever you'd like to call it, is way bigger than your body. You chose to come here in a body to experience this beautiful thing called life. When you start to expand out, you recognize how infinitely large you actually are. And you do not have to contract anymore. So if you chose to expand out when things are not working for you, when you're having a tough day, connect to the earth, lower your barriers, and just receive how big you are. Can any of your problems remain problems?
That's true. That's true. I've got everyone sharing what they experienced. Got lots of amazings. Sadaf says rejuvenating. Siddhi says it was amazing. Varnika says very good experience. And Smriti says this was lovely. I feel light. um, we've got something. I saw at least 10 barriers around me. And Vinny says, I have joyful tears in my eyes. How lovely. Thank you so much, Sasha. Oh, Lakshmi says out of the world kind of meditation.
I'm so grateful for all of you all who stayed back for this. Thank you so much. I'm truly, truly grateful for it.
I'm truly honored to be here.
And thank you, Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies, for having us here. Thank you, Ruchira, Amrish, for dealing with our craziness and putting up with us and pushing us to create like we have. And just know that if you can see it in us, it's because you have it as well. You can only acknowledge in others what you yourself are as well. So, from two magicians to all you magicians out there, just know you have so many gifts and capacities that you don't even know you have. The question is, would you allow the kindness of you, for you, with you, to begin that exploration?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Yes to that. Yes to all the possibilities. Yes to the kindness. Yes to all of that. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We're going to see you all again day after tomorrow.
Well, thank you everybody for sharing with us, for growing with us, for riding this journey.
We're very grateful. And what if you being you was the gift, the change, and the possibilities this world requires? That is from our lovely friend, Dr. Dane here.
And have a beautiful night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you all soon.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. Goodbye.
Fun, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.